Hey guys, welcome to Calvin's Got Game. Today I want to talk to you about a game called Dungeon Allies. Dungeon Allies is a Joe Magic game for 3 to 5 players, and I hear my dog just came upstairs. So if you hear pitter-patter little feet, that's my little dog Chili. It's for 3 to 5 players, 60 to 90 minutes. Like I said, it's by Joe Magic Games. Mark Haney is the designer. I'm going to put this game out on the table, show you how to set it up. We'll go over a few things and come back and tell you what we think about it. Hey guys, this is Dungeon Allies. I'm going to show you how to set the board up. I've already kind of pre-done some of it. Dungeon Allies is, like I said, for 3 to 5 players. It gives you all the player dice in different colors. You'll get 2, 4, 6, 7 dice in different colors, so you'll have multiple people playing. We'll move them over to the side. Also, each person will get a little disc that goes along with, corresponds with the dice that you have. So each player will get one of those. So when we first start out, each player is going to get two characters. So you're going to deal these out random. I'm going to set these off to the side. So I have 2 characters here. I have a guy that has some poison, and this guy here, I don't know what all these stand for, these little things here, but this is like a water symbol or something. So these are attributes that you have in the game. So I'm going to set them here. You still see this up here pretty good, right? Mm-hmm. All right. So we're going to set those here. What happens is each person gets to assign their 4 dice to one of their players and their 6-sided dice to one of their players. So once you do that, once everybody has their players, we're going to set up the board. We're going to take monster tiles, these green tiles here. They're just going to be set out randomly. And if you notice, there's a yellow, a blue section, and a red section. These are your excursion area, which we'll cover here in a little bit more. Set up here is you're going to, this is the Sorcerer's place where you go to buy stuff. You put 5 cards out. Each one of these cards gives you victory points on certain conditions that you meet. Then you have your companion cards that you can hire at the Tavern. We're going to put these here at the Tavern. And we're going to go and show you how the first player gets started with all that. So basically the goal of the game is to get the most victory points and gold. Gold is worth 1 victory point for each gold that you have. These cards give you victory points. This is basically a worker placement game. You're going to have at least 6, 8 spaces to put your workers. You only start out with 2. That's why you have a deal to recruit. You're going to be fighting monsters here in the dungeon level. Each of the crystals, there's crystals here. I got to finish setting up the board. Before you start your turn, we're going to seed the board with 1 crystal here, 1 crystal here, here, and then 1 gold. So this bag does not come with Dungeon Allies. I actually purchased this bag to keep the crystals in. I think it's fun to draw them out of that. So this does not come with the game. All right, so the crystals. What do the crystals mean? Well, the red one is called Illuminate. And what happens is you get to discover 2 tiles. You get to look at 2 tiles secretly and decide which one you want to go to in the dungeon. Blues, let me grab some out of here. The blue is called the Manipulate Fate Jewel, and it is reroll 1 dice. Yellow is called the Bless. You get to double a non-vulnerability die. We'll talk about vulnerability dice here in a little bit. Green is Enhance. Roll 1 extra die, and it cannot be a die used by your allies. These are your allies, and so are these guys. So I'm assuming you could spin this and roll any one of these dice that you choose that's not being used by an ally. And then you have the white. The white crystal is Hammer of the Gods. And what this is automatically defeats, it's an automatic victory in whatever level that we're still in. And the levels are, before 8, you have a level here. And if we're in level 8, when 8 creatures are defeated, doesn't matter where they are, we move to blue level. So whatever level you're in, that's the monster you can defeat. You can't defeat a red one if we're in the yellow with the white. It has to be in the current level that you're on. So that's basically how you do that. You set up the board. So I don't know why I close that bag all the time, but anyway. So to decide who's the first player, we're going to roll. Everybody's going to roll their percentage dice. You have a percentage dice here. Whoever has the highest will go into 1, and so forth. And what you'll do is you'll collect the gem that's below the turn order. Now, so what's going to happen on your turn? Let me go through kind of one. I'll go through each turn. What's going to happen is you're going to place your dice. You can place your dice anywhere. I'm going to place a dice here, and I'm going to place a dice here, just for fun. So what's going to happen is after everybody's placed their dice, they go around the table, everybody's placed their dice in turn. You place one dice, next person places, and so forth, so on, until all the dice are placed. Once that's done, you're going to go through each phase. You're going to go through excursion, then you move to phase 2, 3, 4, and so on. So let's go to excursion. Excursion is you're going to flip the monster in turn order. Now you're going to complete this in turn order. Since I'm red, I have to roll, I don't know if you can see this, but I'm going to have to roll a 2 because it's in the yellow section to defeat this fire elemental. And here's where we talk about the vulnerability. I can't even speak. Vulnerability. Yeah, anyway, vulnerability. There's a little symbol up here in the corner. And if your person that you're fighting it with has that same symbol, you get to double the dice. So that will help you defeat it. But you're going to roll the dice. I got a 4. It's a 2. I would defeat that monster. I would keep this monster in front of me and gain a coin. Because that's what the reward says for me in the yellow. I would gain a coin. So you're going to repeat this process until 8 are gone. Then you move up to level 6, 10, or to level blue, and then you can move up to level red. That's what happens in the excursion section. So everybody that's in the excursion section will go in turn order doing their monsters. Then we go into turn order, number 2 turn order. So if somebody had placed a dice, let's say blue, I'll get a blue dice real fast. Let's say blue is here, and they place their dice here. What's going to happen is, now that it's blue's turn, no one else is in this section, blue's going to move here, red's going to move down, and blue will get a red gem. So that's how turn order goes, and you can put your dice anywhere in here that you want. Now, 3, we're going to go to treasures. If I go here, it doesn't matter what dice you put. The dice could be any dice. It doesn't matter. As long as it's not guarded. It becomes guarded if there's a green or a white crystal in it. And you have to defeat a monster before you can take a guarded jewels. If there's a red jewel in there with it, it doesn't matter. If it's guarded with a green, you can't take any of them. So, but if you defeat a monster, you can take the green or white or whatever, or the gold. So the gold is also guarded. So then we move on to number 3, or number 4. Number 4 is train. You see there's a upgrade dice. So this is where you go to upgrade your dice to get better dice, to do better things. Because a lot of these monsters, some of them are pretty tough. When you get down here to the red, they're like 19. So that's kind of hard. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your dice, but you can't upgrade a dice. Like I can't upgrade this 4 dice because I don't have another 6-sided dice. I'm going to have to upgrade the 6 first so I can upgrade, so I can upgrade to a 8-sided dice. And then what would happen is once I upgrade that, we go in turn order. This would go there. The 8-sided dice would go on my player. This would now come back to my dice pool. Then I would be able to upgrade my 4 at some other turn. What happens is when you come here to train, you're going to pay the cost next to the upgrade, so you can go anywhere you want. If the 0 is already taken, somebody's already taken that spot, you have a blue crystal, you can go here to upgrade your dice to a blue crystal. Now, let's go to the Tavern. The Tavern, you're going to place a dice, doesn't matter which one. You can place a dice with a gold if you so choose. And the next player, if blue player comes along and says, yeah, I want that person instead, he plays 2 gold because he's outbidding me, and he places a dice. Doesn't matter the size of the dice. It matters about the gold or just placing a dice. If you're the only person there and you didn't place gold, you just placed a dice, you'll still get that if no one else comes. But in this case, blue would take that. Red would just come back empty-handed, couldn't get a tavern person. So you recruit a follower. Now, here's the caveat to recruiting a follower. You have to have a dice lower than your lowest dice. So if he tried to recruit this with a 4, he doesn't have anywhere to go. There's no dice lower than the 4. So you probably want to recruit it after you've upgraded your 4 dice so that you could have it to put on this guy. So you have to recruit it, and you have to use, it says here on it, it says, bid for followers, assign the die will be smaller than the one you have. So your smallest dice, it's the smallest one you can get. So we go to number 6 after that, and it's free prisoners. You put a dice on top of one of these, and you're going to get whatever the benefits are, exchanging out the crystal. If you put it here, you're going to pay a red, get a yellow, blue, get a green, yellow, get a white, green, get 1 gold, white, get 2 gold. Here, you can go here, get a red or a blue for free. So then we go to number 7. This is called trade. This is where it is here. It's an unlimited trade per die. You can trade 1 blue for 2 red, and it's vice versa. You can go back and forth. You can pay 2 red for a blue. Don't know why you would do that, but you can. Or 2 blue for a yellow. After that's done, everybody's done that in that turn order. We're going to go to the Sorcerer. The Sorcerer, you'll notice, has level 1, level 2, and level 3. Yellow, blue, and or purple and red, whatever color that is. I call it blue. That depends on this up here, what level we're at. If we've killed 8 monsters, we go to blue level. So now, level 1, if we're still in the yellow level, all these cards in the Sorcerers cost 1 blue crystal. If we go to level 2, it costs all gold, yellow crystals. If we go to level 3, we're in the all phase where we got to kill all the monsters. After we kill 16, it's a green for level 3 to buy a Sorcerer card. So that's basically all the steps of going through Dungeon Allies. I didn't go over every rule, but I did cover basically how to play. You're going to put a dice out. You have 2 to start with. You'll put 1 dice out. The next player will go, and it comes back around to you. You put your second dice out. Now, you can put 2 dice on 1 monster if you want to try to defeat it that way. So, you know, you can put 2 dice on a monster. That's fine. Even if you don't kill the creature or monster, it goes away out of the game. You don't get any benefit. It doesn't stay here. So that kind of speeds the game up a little bit, but that's basically how that goes. Guys, I think I pretty much covered everything on Dungeon Allies. I'll come back, I'll tell you what I think about the game, and we'll talk a little bit more about it. See you on the flip side. Hey guys, I'm going to tell you what I think about Dungeon Allies. I think I pretty much covered all the rules in the game. I know I went through it pretty fast. The game's pretty simple. It's basically a worker placement game. It's easy to teach, easy to learn. Once you go through the process, the turn orders written in the rules are pretty good. The rules are written okay. There are some things that I question a little bit from time to time, but if I dig a little deeper in the rules, I can figure it out. It's laid out pretty good in the rule book. Let's talk about components. The tiles are nice and thick. I really like that the dice, they give you colors of dice and you know, for each player. It's really nice for that. The dice are great. The little chits here for the dice are a little confusing at first to figure out exactly which dice goes where. The triangle one's pretty easy, but you know, after you figure that out, it's not too bad. I like to just kind of line mine up and put the dice on it so that when it's time to change them out, I can just switch them out. That's the way I like to do it. The gold pieces, nice and thick. The player tiles, nice and thick as well. There's not much artwork on there, but you know, it's not a big deal. I do think the board artwork looks pretty nice. It's all self-explanatory. It's got it in turn order. It has an explanation of the jewels down on the bottom of the board. I think the board looks fabulous. The little tiles for the for your companions are just like the ones you get for your people. The cards are in good shape. And what I really love about the game is the crystals. Who doesn't like crystals? I mean, these things are chunky, they're big, they're pretty and colorful. I mean, you know, they're colorful. I don't know about pretty, but they're colorful. I guess they're pretty. They're really nice. The gameplay. When I saw the box, I'm thinking, I mean, we have a big, scary monster up here on this box with a, you know, and you're thinking, okay, dungeon allies, gain skills, recruit warriors, run headlong into a havoc. I'm thinking, this is a dungeon crawl game, right? That's what I'm thinking. Basically, it's a worker placement game. You're not really dungeon crawling. The theme is a little bit, it's a little bit thin, but it doesn't make the game bad. If you go into it knowing it's a worker placement game and that what you're trying to do is get victory points, I think you'll be happy. If you like worker placement games, I think you would be happy with this game. The components are wonderful. The board looks great. The one thing I do have to say is played this with my game group. One guy tried to break the game. And so we ran out of gold. And I was like, before we were finished with the monsters and the trades and the exchanges, it was very, and the rules really didn't say what to do about if you ran out of gold or anything like that. So that was kind of one thing that I had questions about. But I think the game's fun. I think it's fine. I would rate this game about a 6.5 out of 10. The components are great. Like I said, guys, if you like a worker placement game, I think this game might be you with a fantasy theme. You're fighting some monsters, you're getting some sorcerer's cards, and these sorcerer's cards I really didn't go over a whole lot. But what this says is every monster with the green symbol on it, the leaf symbol, you're going to get 4 victory points for each monster you killed with that symbol on it. So that is that's something that can help you throughout the game. There's a bunch of them like that. There's some that give you 1 point for each blue crystal you have, 6 points for each for your character that has the 10-sided dice or the 20-sided dice. There's just a lot of different cards in the sorcerer's area that can help you get those victory points. So what this is worker placement with a victory point system to win. Guys, if you like a fantasy-themed worker placement, this game's for you. It's not heavy, easy to teach, easy to play. Guys, thanks for watching Calvin's Got Game. Please like, subscribe, share, comment in the comments if you played this game. What do you think about it? What are some of your favorite worker placement games? I'd love to hear from you. And as always, get a board game to the table, spend time with friends and family, and thanks for watching Calvin's Got Game.